Notre Dame just exposing Clemson. 35-14, the Irish take down the Tigers. Clemson cannot compete against a decent defense. DJU is not explosive or dynamic. He throws for 191 yards, one touchdown. It was just ugly. At one point, I think was it 28 nothing. Am I right on that? It was either 21 nothing or no, it was 28 nothing.
28, yeah.
Clemson just couldn't get on the board. So, I think it's fun to see as people who have had to watch Clemson be one of the halves. And listen, Dabo Swinney's done a great job. He's built this program up from what was a hapless program. He's figured out how to recruit there. He's figured out how to win national championships there. But I think it's kind of nice for us with a national perspective to see a team that is victimized, one of the worst conferences in sports, has had a cakewalk to at least the college football playoff several of these years, get humbled a little bit, right? Find their footing be a lot less even to some of these teams, and they've had close calls, but Notre Dame finally gets them. On the positive side, Trey, you always say talk about the team that won the game. Good for Marcus Freeman. We were seriously talking about bowl eligibility being a question for the Fighting Irish, and now you've got Marcus Freeman going viral for saying winning is addictive and how confident he feels about his program.
Yeah, can't say enough good things about Marcus Freeman. With the start that they had dating back to the Fiesta Bowl last year, and just really, really happy for him that he is finally starting to see some success and some really real success. I'm excited to see how they can close because they have a couple opportunities to, again, pull off some big upsets with the USC game coming up in a couple weeks. So, yeah, I mean, they were my lucky dog of the week 2 weeks in a row. They knock
Yep.
off a ranked ACC opponent 2 weeks in a row. They are 33-0 in their last 33 matchups against the ACC. Just absolutely insane dominance of that conference in the regular season. I think that the only slip up they had was in that ACC championship game in 2020 against Clemson. But yeah, you told the story, Mitch. When you lose to a team, and I'm not trying to throw shade at Drew Pine, but he was 9 of 17 for 85 yards and a touchdown. And when you lose to a team whose starting quarterback has that line and he didn't leave the game with an injury halfway through, you got some big problems on offense.
Yep.
And it's nothing we haven't already beat to death. When I woke up and turned on game day and saw that DJ was the starter, I was super confident because what that told me is Cade Klubnik was not ready. They gave him every opportunity to take that job over these 2 weeks. And look, the kid's talented, but he just wasn't ready. He came in through one pass and it was intercepted last night. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, this is what Clemson is in 2022, and this is what Clemson is without Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson. They're a team with a really, really good defense who, when they come up against a team that can make them pay for mistakes, they're probably going to lose and they're probably not going to look very good doing it.
Yeah. And to be clear, to start with Marcus Freeman and those boys, great job keeping your team together through a tough start to the season. Right. I want to emphasize on that because, they start the year obviously with the tough loss to Ohio State. They lose some. They're not really together as a locker room. It didn't seem like they were doing that well. It looked like the season was about to go down the toilet. And man, things just came together. He kept them together. He kept the team on the same page through some serious adversity. And man, like give this team a little bit of time, a little bit of talent. This program could be really good. And I think we're starting to talk about maybe Notre Dame coming up and being a serious contender and not just every couple of years they get the right to get smacked down by the number one seed. Right. I think we could be talking about a serious contender here in the next couple of years if Freeman can keep these guys on the same page. But man, yikes. Clemson, girl, that was ugly. That was not great. This is a Notre Dame team that was starting to round into form, but none of us thought that the Tigers would get embarrassed like that. I mean, I didn't see that one coming at all. All of us thought, I think we even brought it up, like, which would be more surprising if Clemson blows out Notre Dame or if Notre Dame blew out Clemson. And I think it was way more surprising that Notre Dame blew out Clemson. It's probably starting to get to time where they need to think about the future on that offense. And, let's go get Cade Klubnik his licks, right? Get him his blow, just make sure he gets a chance to, you know, go through, get his lumps and start to learn a little bit about what it means to play at the college level, right? Practice reps are great. Game reps are a little bit more valuable. And if they want a chance to continue being successful, and continue to stay at the top as a program, they need to get their quarterback spot right. DJU not there. I think we probably had a little bit of the fool's gold from looking at him playing well against some not so good teams in the ACC when we thought they were pretty good. And maybe at the end of the day, he just wasn't that good, and those teams weren't that great on defense either. And now that they're playing teams that are starting to matter a little bit, and that are starting to actually be good teams, they're getting exposed. They're getting exposed for what they are. So ugly, ugly, ugly from Clemson, but it is what it is, and that's where they are at this point. But hats off to Notre Dame on this one. Great to see them succeed.
And we berated the Clemson offense, but Clemson's defense allowed 263 rushing yards to a team that was very clearly one-dimensional
Yeah.
and only completed passes to 3 different receivers on the night. So, like, it was just an overall bad performance, a team that just didn't look like they wanted to be there and played kind of scared, and that's not something we're used to seeing. We're used to seeing the poor offensive performances, but we're definitely not used to seeing that type of defensive performance.
South Bend, evidently something there is got the Tigers
Something in the
number. They've
water
lost
for
2
Clemson.
straight. Huh?
So there's just something in the water for Clemson in Indiana, I
Evidently.
guess.
Evidently.
Gracious. Yep.